Terrifier 3 is not the only movie that I saw.
Oh, you went out. Oh, wow.
Not the only movie. I would not see this movie last week because I didn't want to disrupt the gravy train that Terrifier 3 was on. I wanted to support Terrifier 3 and no other movie. However, over the week, I decided I'm not one of these, what I call, sheeple, who, just assume, well, everybody says it's bad, and the trailer looks a little hideous, so it's got to be bad. No. I wanted to be able to make up my own mind. I wanted to be able to, okay, is it really as bad as everybody says? Does it deserve the fact that, Todd Phillips now lives in a cabin in the mountains and doesn't talk to anybody anymore? That they're talking about Warner Brothers maybe losing $200 million on the deal, that Lady Gaga may be banished. I don't know. I don't know. But I wanted to see what all the hoopla was about. I went to see Joker 2, Folie à Deux. Now, I loved the first Joker. Big fan of the first Joker. I don't think I'm going out on a limb. I mean, the first Joker made a ton of money. First Joker made so much money that this one, what did Joker 2 have, like $100 million budget or more? Something like that.
They always balloon it up to like an extreme amount.
Right, which is very, very risky because the amount of money that you have to make to have any return, because most of the time with most movies, the advertising and promotions budget is half of what the number that you hear is. So if you hear a movie has a $100 million budget, they're generally going to spend another 50 to promote the thing.
200 million.
Was the budget?
Yes. The original Joker one was 55 million.
Dude, I wouldn't even want to. I don't even know what these filmmakers are thinking. If I'm Todd Phillips and they're like, we're going to give you a $200 million budget, I'm like, no.
I do not want that stress.
Yeah, exactly. That's way too much. You gave me 55 on the last one. Give me 60 on this one, okay? That's all I need. That's it. Because if you can make $70 million on a $60 million budget, at least it's like, okay. But you have to make $200 million plus just to break even? No,
They're like, can you quadruple the box office if we give you this much?
Like, we're assuming, like, if you make $1 billion with a movie, it should be like, this is heaven sent. This is insane. Not like, well, yeah, we expected $1 billion. We got $1 billion. That's why we put 200 million in. That's no, thank you. No, thank you. And I don't even know what they spent the 200 million on. What? 200? What did they spend it on?
100 to Lady Gaga.
I'm assuming she must have made $100 million because I don't know what the 200 million. I mean, face paint? Was it very expensive?
Was it good? Was it good face paint?
The face paint was on point.
Okay, so maybe.
And there were more face paint scenes in this one, but they didn't even have like the Gary Glitter song in this one that they would have to pay the rights for.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe it was all the other songs from the musical.
Oh, yeah, because they were so. Okay, so you've not seen this movie?
No, okay. I don't think I will until it's on Max.
All right, well, that may be pretty soon. Wait till you hear what I've heard. So I sit down, I saw this movie, and I started going like, okay, like, I doubt it's as bad as everybody says it is. And also, keep in mind, I'm not prejudiced against musicals. You know this, hot dog. I don't dislike music. Okay.
Love a musical.
I love Les Mis. I loved La La Land. I was like, this is great. I have nothing against a musical. And I also have nothing against a director taking a shot. Like if he's like, yeah, I'm going to turn this thing on its head. And sometimes, even if it doesn't quite work, just the fact that the shot was taken is enough for me to go like, yeah, but I love this movie for what it is. And also, right. and
it wasn't cookie cutter. Right. It wasn't, it wasn't soulless.
Right. I love a director trying something way more than I like feeling dumb. Like this director thinks I'm an idiot. They just gave me this bag of potato chips, and called it a movie. Like this is, there's no passion here. Nobody tried anything. They followed a formula. And I've felt that way for a lot of movies, and I feel insulted by them. That's why I don't like them. And then when I explain to people why I don't like them, they think I'm insulting them, and it's a whole terrible cycle. I go,
you like someone who comes up with an original recipe.
That's all. That's all. And as I'm watching this movie, I go, for the first maybe quarter of the movie, first maybe 25% of the movie, I'm going, you know what? I think I like this movie. I don't mind this movie. In the very beginning, they start singing a little bit. I go, I don't mind why they're singing. It makes sense why they'd be singing. When Arthur and Harley meet, and I go, I don't mind a love scene here. I kind of, and you know what I was watching? I was like, I have a crush on Lady Gaga here. And that's, I do. In the movie, I did.
Okay.
I go, I get it. That's, I'm having a good time. And then the steam came out of the engine. And I went, oh, no. And then I started looking down at the watch and going like, wait. Are we not doing anything in this movie? We're just nothing? We're not.
It's, from what I hear, it's like just a courtroom. It's like centered in a courtroom, right? And then it's not even like original songs. It's like jukebox. It's like a jukebox musical.
So it is a musical that is partly done like the old song and dance. It's not like a musical. It's not like Les Mis is a musical. It's not like La La Land is a musical. There's plenty of scenes where they're not singing. It's not a musical like you're thinking. At first, they slip songs in like the old like song and dance man type of old Hollywood movies of like the 1950s, right? The like Fred Astaire stuff. Like all the like Cole Porter, I get no kick from a champagne, like all, and I go, okay, I'm fine with that. But then they also kind of loop in like, now they're having a fantasy and they're on the talk show and they're singing this song and they're singing that song. And I'm like, wait, what? And they, and here's the moment where it clicked for me, where I was like, fuck you. That's how I felt. That's how I felt watching. Because they made it seem like, well, the thing about Arthur Fleck is he's always had music in him and he loves to sing. He's always wanted to be a singer. And I go, he wanted to be a comedian. What do you mean singing?
Right.
This whole thing was based on he wanted to be a comedian. He went to the club. Sam Morril was there. He bombed. He wants to be
De Niro.
He killed De Niro for being a comedian. See, the reason why I thought I liked it was because in the beginning, they do a good job of clarifying in the original movie what was real and what was not real. And I love that. I hate like going like, well, maybe none of it was real. Maybe this was. I hate the maybes. Don't maybe me. Tell me. Let me know. I'll give you my theories, but what's the answer? I don't like, here's my theory. And then they go, yeah, it could be. No, that could be. What is? What is?
Whatever you think.
No. What you wrote it? What do you think? And so they answer those questions, and I liked when they answered the questions. I like when they answer because people were did he really kill De Niro on the talk show? Did he really even go? Was he ever really even Joker? Was he ever? All those questions get answered, and that's what I liked. And then when they started making it seem like Arthur wants to be a singer, I'm like, there's no fucking way Arthur wants to be a singer. I saw the first movie.
Never even had a hint of that.
No, he kind of did the dancing a little bit like this, but he wanted to be a comedian. I get why
make people laugh.
Yeah. I get why he has a crush on Gaga because he had a crush on the girl in his building. That I understand. He's always been a romantic. Yes, 100%. Off kilter, but still a romantic. But not singer. Jokes. He loved jokes. He's not even right. And then they keep doing the music scenes. They won't stop. And I'm like, stop with the music. And then some of the music, because they go like this, well, the music scenes mean this and the non-music scenes mean that. No. Because they make it clear in the movie that some of the music scenes are real life. Because they go like the news reporters are going like, yeah, these two were singing outside of Arkham Asylum. Where'd you go, hot dog?
No. We're going to switch it real quick. No, we're not even going to. Here we go. There we go.
So some of the scenes.
I told you 67%.
I know. You thought I was going to wrap it up quick, I guess. So some of the scenes, they acknowledge this really happened because other people are talking about it. And then other scenes are clearly fantasy. So they don't even make that distinction between the songs are not real life and because they do make it seem like, well, we were living in this fantasy, but then they go, well, the fantasy was the reality, except for this part, that was actually fantasy. not trying to live a fantasy. That was fantasy. This is reality fantasy. Now this is reality without fantasy. And you're like, what are you doing? What are you talking about?
Is the plot at least moving when they
No,
do
there's
their
no
songs?
plot. There isn't a plot.
Okay, because that's my issue.
It goes Arkham, court date, verdict, movie over. And by the way, the controversial ending of this movie.
I read it. I already spoiled myself.
Okay. You could have done it in the first scene. Nothing would have changed. Not one thing in this movie would have changed. If you did the ending of the movie as the only scene in the whole movie, everything would have been exactly the same.
What did you think about the concept of the ending?
Stupid.
I mean, maybe the execution was shitty.
Okay.
Was stupid.
Okay.
The concept.
We're going to spoil it right now. Spoilers.
Okay.
Spoilers.
Spoilers.
Spoilers are happening right now. So the ending of the movie is that Arthur gets killed at the very end by one of the patients in Arkham that, by the way, in the beginning of the movie was giving him dirty looks. So you're like, okay, right? Like it's the loaded gun theory, but a little on the nose. But he kills him and he calls him a disappointment. And then you see him carving a smile on his face, right? First of all, it ain't Heath Ledger because that makes no fucking sense at all.
No, doesn't make sense. Timeline-wise.
Timeline doesn't work at all. This movie takes place in 1981. Harvey Dent is the prosecutor in the courtroom. Dark Knight would have to be
20 years later.
Over 25 years later. And Harvey Dent's not 25 years older. Neither is the Joker. So
right. I mean, you could maybe say that the Joker could be maybe 50 if the Joker in the 80s was like something.
He moves for a 50-year-old if that dude was 50 in that movie.
Yeah, but you could.
He is a mobile 50-year-old. I don't know any 50-year-olds that can move like that. And he can take a punch. 50-year-olds can't take a punch like that. Okay?
Yeah. We know a friend that's 50 that moves like that.
Troy does not move like that. He did. Even into his early 40s, he could still move like that. Troy couldn't be the Joker anymore.
Okay.
He's over the hill. It happens to all of us. It's going to happen to everybody. So regardless of timeline, even if they go, well, we didn't say it was Heath Ledger. We just said it did so really what we're seeing is Arthur Fleck was never the Joker as we know him. Right, that the Joker is actually the guy inspired by Arthur Fleck, which in premise, I don't mind. And it follows this idea of the real danger may be the people you inspire, not your actions. The people inspired by your actions may be more dangerous than your actions. That's fine.
Yeah, the movement, kind of like the movement's bigger than the person.
Sure.
Kind of thing. I kind of understand.
I understand it. But here's what you need to understand. I just spent 2 fucking movies watching about the Joker, okay? Don't tell me that's not the Joker at the end. Then why'd I spend all this time watching about the Joker?
That's subverting expectations.
2 movies. I gave you 2 movies. Don't tell me. Because normally a bad sequel doesn't ruin the first one. But imagine you watch that first Joker movie and you're like, by the way, that's not even actually the Joker. You're like, what?
Yeah,
then why did I watch this?
I hate when that happens.
Yeah. And it feels retconny. And honestly, can I tell you the truth about how I feel about it?
Tell me the truth.
It feels like Todd Phillips read a fan theory and put that in the second movie.
The theory that I read online, because I love going into Reddit when a movie bombs and seeing all this stuff. The theory is that Tom Phillips and Joaquin did not want to do a sequel.
Joaquin
they didn't
star?
want to do a sequel. So Tom suggested
Todd.
Okay,
it's Todd and Joaquin.
Todd
and Joaquin.
Okay, whatever. So Todd suggested that, hey, why don't we do a musical? Hoping that the execs would say no, we're not going to do that, and then they would let it go. But then they greenlit it, and then this happened.
Well, that's an interesting
sabotage.
That's an interesting theory. So I mean, but there's no way that they would bomb on purpose.
Because there were rumors for years that they didn't want to make it.
Well, I'm telling you right now, when I watch this movie, and it's interesting that this is the theory, because I hadn't heard that theory, but it is written down. My feeling Remember 1/4 of the way through the movie, I said, okay, they're answering the questions. I actually kind of like this movie and I don't mind the singing. By 3/4 of the way, I said he did not want to make this movie. He did not want to make a Joker movie. I watched this movie. I said, there's no way anybody could watch this movie and honestly speak from the heart and say, yep, Todd Phillips wanted to make a Joker movie. He did not want to make, number one, he didn't want to make a Joker movie. Number two, I don't think he likes people that read comic books. He doesn't like them. That's what I think.
He hated doing this.
I think he hated it. I think he hated it top to bottom. I think Joaquin did a great job, honestly, because the acting's really good. Gaga's acting is fine. I mean, she's not like the greatest actor in the world, but she's fine.
Yeah.
Tim Dillon pops up in the movie. He does a good job, but like, it's a cameo.
He was shooting recently on the movie.
I mean, I know, but saying Joker 2 is bad is not like the hottest take in the world. But,
well,
but no, that's true. I did appreciate that he was in the movie and still said it was bad. But I mean, dude, now that we've spoiled it, they literally, listen to this. This drove me up the wall. In his closing arguments, he denounces, he denounces being the Joker. He gets found guilty. Already he gets found guilty, okay? Just as he's being found guilty, somebody blows up. There's a car bomb, which is the laziest thing in the world. A car bomb pulls up and blows up the side of the building. So he's able to escape the courtroom. So he escapes even though he was found guilty. I said, that's great. Now he's in Gotham. Now we can build the legend of the Joker. Right. He finds Harley Quinn. They just have a conversation on the OG Joker stairs. And then after the conversation, the cops pull up. He gets arrested. He gets taken right back to Arkham. I go, if he was going to get taken back to Arkham anyway, why the fuck did you have to blow up the courtroom? Why blow it up? You could have saved $10 million right there. Why blow up the courtroom if it's going to have the same result? It had the exact same result whether the courtroom was blown up or not. Made no difference.
Well, maybe they just needed to like make some good use of that budget.
Yet nothing blows up in this movie. What do we? I mean, nothing. They gave us $200 million.
They gave us $200 million.
We spent it all on Fred Astaire songs. Nothing blows up in this movie. We spent it all on Joaquin's tap dancing lessons. He does tap dance.
We played the final countdown. That was half of it right there.
I mean, yeah. So it was dumb. It was real bad. It made no sense. I don't think Todd Phillips wanted to do a Joker movie. I think the only good thing about any of this is that Todd Phillips' career is so cratered after this that we're getting another Hangover movie. I'm sure we're getting another Hangover. We got to get another Hangover movie. Hey, Bradley Cooper. Bradley, I need you. Please. Please, Bradley Cooper. A cameo. Something. We need you. Yeah. We're getting the band back together. I think we're getting another Hangover movie.
Did you see, real quick, did you see that clip that's going around of them at the at that festival where like Joaquin and Lady, like where people are thinking that he's telling Lady Gaga right next to him after people are, clapping and all that stuff. It's horrible.
By the way, his acting's great. He committed to whatever this nonsense was. He committed to it. But I sit through 2 movies about the Joker to find out it wasn't even about the Joker. Up yours. That's what up yours. I want to know about the Joker.
At least we got one good clown movie this year.
Terrifier 3.
Yeah.
I'm glad it bombed. I'm glad this movie lost a lot of money. That's how I feel.